Hey, welcome back to BuQeye Barbecue. Today we're going to do a double smoked ham on the Weber Smokefire pellet cooker. So thanks for stopping in and we will get started. So as far as I'm concerned, having a ham in the refrigerator this time of year is a necessity. It's great for a full nice meal. It's great to make a sandwich with, and just around the holidays it's a nice thing to have. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do a double smoked ham. And the reason we say double smoked is this ham is good to go. I could cut a slice of this right now and make a sandwich out of it. It has already been smoked. But we're going to add some more smoke and a little more flavor to this. And in order to do that, the first thing I'm going to do is cut a few grooves in the top just to allow it to open up a little, take a little bit more flavor that we're going to add. So do it however you want. There's no science to it. I'm just going to cut across the ham in a few places. There we go. And the next thing I'm going to do is, I don't normally add a binder to any meat, whether it's a pork butt or a brisket. Usually the meat is moist enough, in my opinion. It never hurts to add a binder. Some people do, some people don't. I just usually don't. But in this case, I am going to use just some regular yellow mustard. And I'm just going to squirt a little on the top here and spread it around. Gonna do both sides, and of course I've messed up my hand. Not a lot, I just want something, because since this ham is cooked, it's a little crusty on the outside. It's still moist, to be honest, but I just want to add just a little bit more moisture. You could use something else here if you wanted to. You could use apple cider, you could use water for that matter. I think mustard, it goes nicely with ham, but frankly you can't even tell that there was mustard on it. So even if you're not a mustard fan, don't worry about adding some mustard for this. And from there, I'm going to use a little chicken rack just so I can carry it to and from the smoker easier. And we're going to use some Meat Church Honey Hog seasoning. Really like this on things like pork. I've never actually used it on ham, but I think it's going to go great. So we're just going to open up the bottle and just do a little shake on the outside. This is fairly mild. There is some sugar in this, which I think goes nicely on ham. Just going to do both sides here, do the ends as well, and then do a quick flip over and do the underside. Because of the way it sat in the original cooker it was in, it's got a flat side, and I'm just going to utilize that for this cook as well. So there we go. So again, this ham is already cooked, so we really just want to take it up to what I would call serving temperature, which on meats like this, whether it's a brisket or a pork butt, you can figure around 140 degrees. So we're going to do this on the Weber Smokefire. I actually have things to do and don't want to babysit another cooker today, so the pellet cooker is going to do great. I've got a temperature probe ready to go, so we will see you out at the Smokefire and we will get this thing going and get it up to temperature. Be right back. Okay, we're going to get our ham on the Smokefire. I've got the Smokefire set on smoke boost, so it's that setting that provides the most smoke, and it holds the temperature between 165 and 190 in my experience. So we were going to cook it there, or at least warm it up there. Again, this is already cooked, and I think I'm going to put it in kind of long ways, right in the center. I did forget my probe, so that's one thing I'll do after we turn the camera off here, but I'm going to get the probe plugged in, and again I'm looking for a serving temperature of around 140. It'll probably take a while to get there given the temperature the cooker's going to be at. I wouldn't be surprised if it's about 2.5 to 3, 4 hours, something like that. So we will let this go and we'll come back. Okay, it's been about 2.5 hours. This ham has been on. It is at 130 degrees internal. Looks great. Notice the surface area we gained from putting those crosshatch marks in it. And I've just got a little barbecue sauce here that we like that I'm going to glaze the outside of this with. There's a lot of different things you could use, you know, whatever barbecue sauce you like. You could even do honey and brown sugar, just honey, anything like that that you want. But I'm going to use a barbecue sauce. We're not trying to make it messy, but it just adds a little glaze on the outside. I'm using the Killer Hogs, the barbecue sauce. It's a store-bought one I really like. So I'm just going to add a little there. And then I brought a brush. Then I'm going to just baste it a little bit. And so this has got about 10 more degrees before it hits 140. So probably another 10 or 15 minutes or so, and this glaze will set in that time period and we'll be good to go. So I'll bring you back when we take it off here in just a few minutes, and we'll cut a slice off of this and try it. We'll see you in a few. Okay, our ham is at our 140 degrees internal temperature. Actually took almost 3.5 hours, which is a little longer than I was expecting. But it is not pre-sliced. You could do this with a spiral sliced ham, which would take less time just because you know, it's already sliced. You can do it with any ham. So we're just going to take the temperature probe out. I'm going to go ahead and get my grill on its shutdown cycle. Alright, so here we go. And I hope you can see that. Looks really good. Looking forward to cutting this open. So we'll get it inside. We'll see you in there. Alright, so we're going to cut into our ham. I think I'm just going to cut it down the center and then maybe cut a slice. No need to let this rest. This just came in from the grill. It's been resting long enough for me to do my thumbnail. So that's the good bit of news about this video. I remembered to do my thumbnail. So we're just going to cut it in half. Notice the cross hatches where I scored it. I like doing that. Just, it's cutting great. So again, this ham was fully cooked. All we wanted to do was warm it up, 140 degrees. So I'm just going to cut a thin slice here. I'm not going to try this on the camera. My youngest son is ready to eat. He's made that clear as usual. We're going to do ham sandwiches with this tonight. But you could do a full ham meal or just do sandwiches, and this will sit in our fridge through Christmas probably, and we'll just eat on it. So always nice to have a ham this time of year. So I'm just going to cut a piece. It's reasonably tender, not dry at all, so don't be afraid of warming this up in your cooker even though it's fully cooked. It is definitely stays moist, and we'll just give this a try. That's great. The natural flavor of the ham coming through as expected. A little bit of that sauce on the outside with that Meat Church Honey Hog seasoning. So good. You could put this on a slicer and slice it up just like thin lunch meat if you wanted to. Or get yourself a really sharp knife and you can get really thin slices with a sharp knife. So there you go. Hopefully you can see how tender that is, how thin you can get it with a nice knife. So I'm going to cut this ham up and we're going to make some sandwiches. You know, actually there was going to be a little bit of a bonus tonight, and I'm going to do that. I forgot. So one of the things we're having on our sandwiches is pickles. I love pickles. We probably have 6 different kinds of pickles in the fridge right now. Kids love pickles too, especially our middle son. But I've got some Killer Hogs crawfish pickles. I really like the Killer Hogs pickles. They have several different varieties. I have never had these. This jar is still sealed, so I'm actually going to open these and give one a try. So they're the Killer Hogs crawfish pickles. They're like a Cajun style. I thought they looked good, so let's give one a try. These have probably been in the cabinet for a couple of months. I just sort of forgot about them. So there we go. That's really good. Very dill and a little spicy. I will have that on my sandwich tonight. Thank you for joining as usual. Please do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Even more importantly, go pick up a ham and double smoke it. Lots of different ways to do it. Use whatever kind of barbecue rub you like, and then glaze it with something in the end if you want to. A little bit of sweetness goes well with ham. See you next time.